Maybe that's what the problem was. Let's see if that's what the problem was.
Maybe that's what the problem was. Let's see if that's what the problem was.
That's loud.
Maybe that's what the problem was. Let's see.
Okay, so we don't get the loop. Okay, we got sound now. Alrighty. Try to take that off of the stream. Let's see. So again, I'm Coach Steve Money, and I will edit that out of all that beginning part will be edited out for the people that choose to watch it later, so they don't realize what a mistake I made there. And what I did was I hid the microphone, not knowing that it was going to hide the audio, because it's where you hide all the images, like when I click the hide this image and it goes away. Alrighty, so Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, not a certified podcast engineer by any means, but certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems, you can, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. This is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere in the world. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations. They both start with a C. That's why I got confused. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Or if you don't want to sign up for the PayPal, you can send a Walmart gift card to CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can have me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And let's get rid of that image because we don't need that anymore. But let's not hide the mic ever again, because then the stream doesn't get audio. Alrighty. Did that. Okay, so I don't need the streaming software anymore. So that's gone. This is my page. youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And if you scroll down below the Oak Island stuff, past live streams, then you get this show, which is Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. And I'm going to do basically what this show is, where I comment and answer Reddit questions. Below that is the music playlist, and it's got about 8 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. And so if you have interest in that, give that a listen. Also below that is the Ramsey Show After Show. There will be a new one of those coming up on Monday, since I'm able to do it. I used to be able to do it every day, which is why there are 362 of them. I also did one after the Break the Cycle live stream that they just did on Thursday. And again, there will be another one of those on Monday. And of course, this stream, Ramsey Coach, Coach Steve Money, that one is always 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. Alrighty. So the Ramsey baby steps are the hallmark of that. What up, Lens? Appreciate you coming by. A9, just into baby step 7, so excellent. Not a homeowner, so it's not cheating. You just decide to be a renter for a time or for forever. You can do that, and once we get to those steps here that I'm going to talk about right now, I will talk more about that. Step 1, save $1,000, start emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball, which means smallest to largest amount, not smallest to largest interest. If you do largest to smallest interest, that's called the debt avalanche. And Dave does not recommend that, because you get faster wins when you pay off the lowest amount of debt. You get more debts paid off quicker, and that gives the average human more motivation, which is why this step is what it is. And these are for everybody. So you don't have to be smarter or more responsible or, anything else, more of an individual. You don't have to, and none of that has to apply for this to work for you. You can work for everyone, even the smarter, more fabulous people. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Now, steps 1, 2, and 3, you do in order, one at a time. So that means until you have that $1,000, you are not paying extra on debt. You still pay the minimums, but you don't pay extra yet until you have that $1,000. You don't start saving extra than $1,000 until you have all the debt paid off. So, but once you get to step 4, 4, 5, and 6 are done in order again, but at the same time. So that means after you have your full emergency fund, you would invest 15% of your gross household income into retirement. Step 5, if you have kids and if you do want to help them with that, you would address kid college. You can do that on a monthly basis. That doesn't mean you have to save up all $200,000 or whatever you think you'll need before you pay off your home early. That doesn't mean that. That means if you have a toddler, you have plenty of months to put a little bit away every month in order to have that much money once they do reach college age. And then step 6, pay off your home early. And so what Anon did was steps 1, 2, 3, and then once had the full emergency fund and started investing, and then no children, no house to pay off, and so into step 7. Now, I'm not a millionaire yet, I don't think. Right, Anon? I don't think Anon's a millionaire. But still in step 7, and so basically can go back and invest more. But if she would like to buy a home at some point, then maybe you keep a little bit out of investing and save that up. But that's everybody's individual. If you decide you want to be a renter for the rest of your life, guess what? You're in step 7. And if you suddenly decide, no, I would rather buy a house, then you go back to step 3B, which is not listed right here, but that's where it comes after you. If you don't have a house when you start the baby steps, then you would buy it right in there. Baby step 3. I don't always, sometimes if you have too much house when you start the baby steps, you do have to sell it, but not always. And so maybe we'll get a question about that coming up here. All right, look at a little agua. I got the crinkly noise-making bottle here, full of tap water. Oh, let's see. So we have Kaisha. What's the L? Sinking Fun. Hi all, UK, new day follower here. Just started planning my first budget. My monthly take home is £1,944 love. And my committed spending is £1,100 love. And including the 4 walls. 4 walls would be shelter, transportation, food, clothing if you need it. How should I split the remaining £844 into fund money, sinking fund, and savings? There's no set amount. Theoretically, so assuming no debt, you would be doing, because you wouldn't be doing any more savings if you had debt either. So it again depends on what baby step you're on. Let's see what baby step. If somebody asks, what baby step you on? UK person. We're going to finish paying off our debts apart from mortgage in 20. Oh, that's not the OP. There's the OP right there. Let's see. My sinking fund is not for debt, but for saving for bigger payments like autos. So we still don't know. That doesn't say I don't have any debt. So let's just assume no debt. A teacher ought to be able to figure out the baby steps. So fund money, sinking fund, and savings. Now your sinking fund is going to be for costs you know that are coming up, but maybe it's not something you can cash flow like out of 1 or 2 paychecks. So you need to save a little bit more. Like if you need new tires, that kind of thing. You know you're going to need new tires around a certain type of day, or in 2 years from now, you're going to need it, so you start putting a little bit in the sinking fund for that. So all those are up to you, and you wouldn't do any other savings. I think the person did say they had a mortgage, and so you would pay off the house before having extra savings other than full emergency fund, which we also don't know if she has. I think it's a she. And rate this one. Let's see. And I'm currently renting a spacious new build on a new estate for less than £460 a month. I'll only buy a house again if I can buy outright. Alrighty. That's not bad ranked. Who can it be? Who can it be now? 80s Minute Work. Did Dave Ramsey change his view on credit scores? In his old videos, he'd say credit scores don't matter. That's true. And you don't need one. You don't. More recently, I heard him say to callers, pay off the balance on time so you don't hurt your credit score, etc. I think that's false. I have never heard Dave Ramsey say anything like that. So I think that is bull. It's the internet. They have these things called trolls. And so I don't believe that he said that. So we'll just skip away from that because he did not change his view on credit scores. Alrighty, and probably 32 comments, probably telling this person no. From Meow Meow Meow. Baby step 3B flare, and again, that's after you have your full emergency fund, which is baby step 3. Baby step 3B is saving a down payment if you are going to put a down payment on a house. What would Dave do flare? Withdrawing from a Roth IRA. That's what Dave would not do, because, and they don't have what would Dave not do flare, although for some of the people that post on here, they should have that as an option. So then we know ahead of time and, at least know what you're dealing with. But withdrawing up from a Roth IRA, no, you don't do that. Taxes and penalties if you take money out before you are retirement age. This is dumb and not something I'm planning to pursue. Okay, unless it comes down to being a make or break situation. Well, there shouldn't be one. So if it's just that you need the money for a house or something like that, then no, you don't do that. The only time you would withdraw from a Roth IRA or any type of retirement account is to avoid foreclosure or bankruptcy. So let's see, 24,500, that has grown TO, not TWO, 31,200. Okay, great. Over 4 years, roughly $6,000, right? 24. Yeah, 6,700. So $6,700 over 4 years on 24/5. I don't think that's bad. That's not bad. So that must be invested in pretty good stuff. Let's see if we withdraw the initial investment amount. Oh yeah, you can withdraw. You can withdraw contributions because you've already paid the taxes on that. So you can withdraw those. Yeah, you won't get penalized. The penalty, you won't get taxed on it for sure. I think you can do that without penalty as well. Excuse me. That money's going to lost. It's lost in the sense that it's going to take 4 years to get that much back into the account again, since you're limited to now $6,500 a year. Yeah, why, Dave? Actually, $7,500. It just changed on January 1st. So, but Dave still does not. That's why he doesn't recommend you tap that. You just take longer and save up more money for whatever you wanted to do with it. What is it? Oh, buying a home. Yep. And so you don't get house fever and do that. So let's see, that money would help towards the down payment. Condominium cashing 8. Don't do that. I recently liquidated everything, and it's just help as cash invested in SPAC Fidelity's default. Right. So, and that's a lot of people. I'll talk about that right now because a lot of people aren't aware that if you open a brokerage account at any brokerage and you transfer the cash to there, you're not done, because otherwise it just stays into that default account, which is kind of like just a interest account, and it's not a high yield interest account either. So I think maybe 1% is what you get. So it might be a little bit better than just a regular checking account. But so it's not going to be a lot. So, but you have to also, after you transfer the cash there, you have to buy the actual investment that you want. For example, what Dave recommends, mutual funds. And for retirement, managed mutual funds specifically, because they can beat the market. Beat the index, excuse me. So earns about 4 or 5% interest. It does. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Like when I first started my first open, and I think it was 1% back then. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, though. So it may have changed. But so that's close to what a high yield savings account would do. So yeah, so that's fine, but to use for that. But you still wouldn't take it out of your investment. You just can take longer to save up the additional $24,500 because you're going to break that compounding interest. So market all-time highs and not quite, and felt like a good decision to sell with the plan of buying back later when the time comes. Market corrects. And I hate it when people say that, because who's to say that this is not the correct amount? Higher is the correct amount sometimes. Maybe. So, but yeah, Dave's not doing that. You can just wait a little while for your house. Let's see. First lady of, if you want to take Dave's, you do have the what would Dave do flair here. You didn't say what would meow 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 do. Because if you were asking just what meow 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 do, you wouldn't have to post it on the Reddit and get other people's opinions. You could just talk to yourself in the mirror about it. Let's see. Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. From First Lady of Arizona. Baby step 3 flare, and that of course is save 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses into an emergency fund. And as far as the 3 to 6 months, that's up to you. That's up to you to decide. If you're single and you have no job or life drama at all, then 3 months is absolutely fine. If you have a family, and or you want to buy a house, definitely if you are thinking about buying a house, then you need to have a 6-month emergency fund before even starting save the down payment for the house. 2024 financial goals. That's right. It is still a happy new year to everybody. Still only 13 days old, or young, should I say. What are y'all's 2024 financial goals? Mine are save up a 3-month emergency fund. Okay. Start saving for a down payment. Okay. 3 and 3B. there you go. That's the financial goal. So not really a question there. Just want to know what people's financial goals are. And in general, it's just to like to proceed on the baby steps. How did that one get there? Because I know I saw that one before. Huh. Weird. Alrighty. Much_Blackberry_8671. Could someone explain Dave's strategy to real estate investing? He only buys it if it's a great deal. A great deal. So let's see. I recently saw a video where Dave was explaining he would invest into his mutual funds using the cash flow from a rental property. He recommends managed mutual funds for retirement, but for saving for a purchase, he actually invests into a S&P 500 index fund, which is also, index funds are also mutual funds, and using the cash flow. So yeah, that's how he does it. And the deal is you have to wait 5 years. You have to have a 5-year window to use the market for saving for a purchase, because if you have a shorter window than that, then the market could be down right when you want to get the money out. So you need to have that window there before. Then once enough money was invested, he would pull the money out and purchase another rental property. Then the cash flow from both went right. Yeah. Yep. So I don't know if he ever uses that money to live on, or if he saves all of it. I do not know, but that's definitely what he does, at least on a limited basis. Maybe not every little bit of cash flow. Probably now would be the best time where he could actually do that and make that happen. He probably doesn't need the cash flow from rental properties anymore. Is this still a viable strategy in this day and age? It's day and age, not day and age. And aren't there penalties when withdrawing from a mutual fund? No, because he has a brokerage account. You just have to pay taxes on the groans. It's not a retirement account. There's only penalties if you take money out of a retirement account. If you have a brokerage account, that's just like a savings account, and you just have to pay taxes on the growth. You already pay taxes on the contributions to it, but you haven't on the growth, and when you take the money out is when you have to pay taxes on the growth. And so that's the tax is the only penalties when you do that. So it's meaning what your question is are there penalties when drawing from a brokerage account? The mutual fund, the funds are what is in the type of account. And basically it would be specifically, because you open them all at brokerages, but specifically this would be a non-retirement or non-tax advantaged brokerage account. But the mutual fund is in the account. It's not just called a mutual fund. A lot of people do that though. They think the Roth IRA is the investment, but it's not. It's just the account that you put the investment in. And so a lot of confusion on that there. Boom, boom, boom. What up, Margs? Good to see you. Sad no life moron. Alrighty. What would Dave do flare? Hopefully wants Dave advice, since they put the what would Dave do flare on there. New question, but how do I start investing in growth stock mutual funds? Recently found out about Dave Ramsey through short videos and recently got into his content. Need some advice on investing. I'm in somewhat a solid situation, and I want to plan on what to do before the end of January. I just started making real money this year, 2023. That was 13 days ago, so this is a dated question from last year, even from the 31st of December. So I basically started with zero savings but no debt. Well, no debt is great. Step 2 is an excellent baby step to be able to skip. I think I'm at baby step 3. Yes, you would be. If you don't have any debt, then, you can call it step 1 if you don't have $1,000 yet, but basically you would go straight from the $1,000 of 1, so you don't have any debt. You would go to 3. Oh, here, let's get the situation, the full situation here. 29, take home. 401k contribution. All right, so you would not be doing investing yet. Step 3, steps 1, 2, and 3, one at a time before investing. So you're doing it wrong. So Dave would not do that. So let's see what the rest of it is. High yield savings account would not do that. Yeah, not immediately. So that doesn't count as your emergency fund either. So you're not doing Dave's advice here. The no debt thing is great, and that is Dave's advice, but that's the only part you're doing correctly. And not taking on debt as well. So what is zero idea what they're thinking of? Something like Edward Jones, advisor to help me. Additional questions related to my RSU. Can maximize the tax if you don't take it out of the stock market. I want to diversify those. What's the best way to do it? I'm blanking on RSU. There's so many RSU stock. What is that? Oh, restricted stock units. Oh, compensation per. Yeah, so Dave is not a fan of single stocks. So what he's going to do on that is sell them as soon as you can. If you don't take it out of the stock market, you can sell them and then buy something else with it without taking it out of the account, and then you don't have to pay the taxes on it. You would just have to pay it's in a regular 401k, I think, right? So not a Roth 401k, so you would have to pay the taxes on the growth anyway, though, if you sell. Alrighty. But yeah, you're doing it wrong. Baby steps in order is WWDD, what Dave would do. Weekly literature 18. Need advice? I'm 18 years old, just a baby, and have aspirations of being financially free. That's a good aspiration. I have about 10,000 in savings, make about 3,200 a month. Car debt around about 12,000. Well, this is where you apply 9,000 of that. You keep 1,000 in your start emergency fund. You apply the 9,000 to the car debt, and then you only have 3,000 left to pay off. Yay! I have a 720 score that doesn't matter at freaking all. And I'm wondering what I should do. That was my embellishment there. I have no clue where to start. I'm currently in school for an assoc in science, but it is free with scholarships. Excellent. I know it's selfish, but I want to make as much money as quickly as possible. All right, capitalism. Of course, the world doesn't work like that, but it doesn't hurt to try. Any recommendations on what to do to gain this financial freedom? I have a great idea for you. I have a wonderful idea for you, and I just thought of it. And I even made a nice graphic for it. Oh, no, wait. Dave Ramsey thought of it, and it's God's and Grandma's advice, basically, but it's to do the baby steps. And I've just told you how to apply it to your situation. You don't change the baby steps to what you're doing. You change what you're doing to match the baby steps. If you'd like to follow Mr. Ramsey's advice and need to know what he's talking about, millions of documented success stories. So again, you take the 10,000 in savings down to $1,000 in savings. You put the 9 on the car, and then you only owe 3,000 on your car, and you pay that, and you stop giving a crap about your credit score, and then you go from there. Then you would build up your emergency fund, your full emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of your expenses, and then you can start investing there. And that's how you gain. You never take on any more debt other than a house that you live in. Dave will not yell at you for that. Other than that, you don't go back into debt. And so that is how you get that financial freedom. And Dave has put in a nice little graphic for you. And he does shows about it every day, 2-hour videos on the YouTube where you can get tons of advice for free. All of those, or a bunch of those, not forever, not the show, because the show's been on 30 years. But you can get, I think, at least 2 years of shows day, and it's Monday through Friday daily. You can get 2 years of shows on the YouTube. And also on the website, you can search on both YouTube and on the Ramsey Solutions website. You can type in on both of them. You can type in Ramsey and then whatever your financial question is. Ramsey investing advice. Ramsey military, like for what specifically military should do, that kind of thing. So, and all that's free. They do offer courses and all that. A wonderful course called FPU, Financial Peace University. I have led that twice myself, but I never took it until I led it. So that is the cheapest way to take it. You don't have to be in any particular baby step in order to lead Financial Peace University. They call it coordinating it. But you do have to be able to basically tell your class that you are making progress on the baby steps. Alrighty. Let's see. Throwaway _4CS. Am I following the baby steps correctly? Anybody want to put money on it? Let's see. Also, when should I buy? I sound like AJ. When should I buy a new car? A new car when you are a millionaire. When you have $1 million net worth, which means you are a millionaire, that's when you can afford how fast a new car depreciates. So that would be it. Want to know if I need to make any changes. Following the baby, and if I am following the baby steps or not. Let's see. Closing in on a house in about 2 months. Total cost of home will be less than 9 million INR. Okay, that's a different form of currency, so it could be $5, including furnishing and other expenses. 13% out of pocket, approximately 12 from family. That's what you get from different countries. They do this stuff all the time. They intermingle finances. Finance 8.95. Lowest possible is 8.4. Refinancing to get it at 8.4 after 3 months without any charges on current outstanding. Okay, it's possible. Okay, great. Also, my rates come down as the central bank reduces the rate, which is largely expected from May 2024. Anything else here? Oh yeah, it's War and Peace here, which is a very large book. No other debt. Okay. A third of the take-home pay. Didn't say how long. Did you say how many? No, didn't say how many year mortgage. Didn't say already investing. No debt. Savings. Need to have savings in here if we want to do the baby steps. Not seeing say rest with you some money, go to furnishing home for the next 6 months. And then we'll start prepaying the debt early. Okay, well, I mean, you got some good ideas, but if you don't have the full emergency fund, you need to have that before you buy a house because stuff breaks in a house. If I continue prepaying aggressively, can I close the debt in 7 to 9 years? It's possible. Depends on how much you can put in there. Oh, I see. You wanted us to do the math from that. Just seeing the INR. Anything that doesn't have dollars on it, I'm not even going to think about. I don't even think about the math on that. But still, I mean, 21% of take-home is better, obviously, than a third of your take-home pay. Let's see. properly. If you have a full emergency fund, then I would say you're doing pretty well. Maybe not exactly, but I would say you're doing pretty well. But also, when I ideally purchase a new car, you got to decide if you want a new car more than paying off the house early. After preparing unit 2, I don't have a car, can borrow my sister's car if needed. If you don't have to borrow, if you don't need a car that much, why would you want to buy a new car and delay your house paying? If there's a reason to have one, you buy a used car, but no new cars until you are a millionaire. And I'm assuming this is not a millionaire asking for financial advice on a Reddit thread, but one never knows, does one? We spent $17K on food last year. I get it, food is expensive. But I want to know what you spent on food last year. This averaged out to $1,400 a month. Family of 4. That seems I was going to say that seems excessive. The $17K didn't seem excessive, but I guess it is then. Let me think about it. That seems a little excessive. Live outside DC in Northern Virginia, the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. That area is going to. You feel like it's so much to be spent on food. It is. Never eaten a restaurant. The grocery stores are going to be more expensive there as well. No, people in Northern Virginia aren't rich. Well, the houses are. Commensurate with the cost of living. Alrighty, that seems excessive. $14,000 a month. That is what, two? Oh gosh, I'm gonna cheat and use the calc. $1,400 a month divided by 4 people is what? Oh, $350 a piece. That's why I thought it was high. Yeah, $350 each. So might be a little high. Try to see what you can cut out. Buy cheaper stuff. But all that could be just as much as it costs to live there in your greater DMV area. Ramen. Has he never heard of beans and rice? That's right, Linz. You got it. Ladder_stock7. Debt-free flair. What skills do I have that translate to other careers? Not a career expert. This is a kin question. Let's see, LinkedIn. Here's my LinkedIn. You cannot put your LinkedIn. You can't put links in a thread unless getting it okayed from the mods first. They did let me put my Baby Step song, the first one, into this forum, and I did get some views from that. So thank you very much again to them again. Then I did the second one, I think, which was John Deloney's song, and then they did not let me do that one. They didn't respond back to me on that one. So moved to Nashville, 20 miles from Franklin. Okay, so you could work at Ramsey Solutions then. How about that? Or you could go to there and try to talk to Ken. See if they'll take an audience question. They've done that sometimes. All employers want 1 to 5 experience, tech field, specialization in visual design, science, bachelor's of science, specialization in visual design. I mean, that could apply to like any of like the arts, as far as TV, movies, video games even. Now I just work as a behavioral health technician with autistic kids, recording data. Nothing wrong with that either. If you want to make more money than that, though, you can go ahead and do some blogging, building up an audience. Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? So I don't, with those skills, like I said, the visual design, that's going to apply to a bunch of I mean, that could even be marketing as well. Visual design. Design is very generic, and that would seem to apply to a bunch of different things. Emergency fund, £1,000. This from K Isla again. Any tips on things to do to save the emergency fund nice and quickly? I don't know how nice it will be, but it can be quicker by you not spending the $1,000 on anything else. And that's basically it is. How you do it? You work more, you spend less, you make the budget, you look at the budget and spend even less than that, even less than you thought you were going to spend that was already less. You do that, you look around and you sell anything that you have been, that you bought with debt probably, and then you sell that. If you're not using it on a regular basis, then, why keep it around? Sell it. If it's worth any appreciable amount of money whatsoever. And so you want to do something nice and quickly to make drastic change, you got to take drastic action. Boom, boom, boom. San Francisco Bay. When the sun shines on the bay. No, the moon. What is it that? No, is it when the lights? Oh, when the lights go down, right? Yeah. And the sun shines on the bay. Oh, I wanna be there in my city. Whoa. It's Journey, who was from the Bay Area. What other countries are experiencing housing problems? A9, does the UK have any housing problems, love? Everybody has known all about the housing problems in the United States for about a decade now. What I didn't know is that other countries are experiencing some/all of the problems we are seeing in the housing market here in the United States. Yeah, some people are of the opinion that anywhere except the United States is all hunky-dory about everything. And that's not the case. And baby step 6, excellent. And thinking about retiring abroad. Keeping contact with a few expats in the UK and Spain, so they should, who have provided me about housing issues there, okay. Direct knowledge of housing issues in other countries, I do not. Looking for personal experience as a source of data in aiding my decision making, thanks. It says housing shortage there. Some very high rents in some areas. Alrighty. So, just like here. And probably just like everywhere. Staving off death. Well, that's a good thing to do. 30% to entertainment and takeout. 30%. For 30%, you could pay the mortgage. All right, but let's see. If you're a millionaire and you're on step 7, who am I to judge? I still probably would, but let's see. This article recommends allocating 50% of your income to essential. So it's some dumb article. It's not actually happening. 30% to entertainment, dining out, and takeout. I guess the Ramsey Kool-Aid had worked as magic on me, right? You think that's excessive. So here's what Edit to Add. Here's Rachel Cruz's take on pros and cons of this plan. Criticism includes it being heavily weighted to wants and the percentages not varying based on changing life circumstances. Yeah. So I wonder if the article is in any way related to anybody that provides debt for you. Anybody that would give you loans or anything like that might pay for such an article like that. That's what I would be suspicious of. But yeah, you had Ramsey Kool-Aid working on you. That's pretty cool. So you know better than that. There's a whole lesson in Financial Peace University about marketing and how they market to you, to how to make you want something now, and get it on debt. Oh, let's see. Starting 2024 with a new job. I'm 40. Not, like a teen. That's like a teenager to me, 40. So, integral, 218. The Brits might say integral, though. They like to say a bunch of things with the accent on the wrong syllable. Have practically no savings. Yeah, you're doing it wrong then. 590 in debt, and that's it. That's great. It could be way more. Yeah, that's better than 591. That's the way to look at it there. Have 58K in a 457B. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm only now realizing how behind I am financially. In this big scheme of things, it's my first step. Is my first step to save the $1,000 and then finish off that small debt. Any advice and tips would be appreciated. Yes, that's what Mr. Ramsey would do. And let's check the baby steps to make sure we're right. Save the $1,000 and then pay off all debt, which is just that small debt. Yes, and then you save your 3 months of expenses. Confirmed again. Right again. All right. 50-30-20 makes no rule makes no sense to Anon, right? That's that's too much. That is spoiling yourself. And like I said, I wouldn't argue if the person was on step 7, was a millionaire already. Then, budget what you want, do anything you want, except go into a lower baby step. And if you're making enough money where you're not, where you can cash flow all of that, then knock yourself out. Shall I pay off my house? Sergiora Amos. Okay. Shall I pay off my house? I think you shall. Let's see. Here is the case. When we got the house, took out a 15-year mortgage. Excellent. That's the advice. If you have to get a 30-year mortgage to make the payment affordable, that is your clue that you are buying too much house. Mortgage started around 2022, June. Interest rate 3.75. Double income. No kids. That would be your DINK movement there. No other debt. Car, school, etc. all paid off. Great. Remaining balance, blah, 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 blah. We have the remaining balance, all amounts saved already. Shall we pay off the house? Yes, you shall, as I said before. Or put the money towards a CD with around 5.25% interest and keep the mortgage around like it's a pet. What is the rate on the mortgage? Okay, so let's do that. I ought to be able to do that. That's just subtraction. I won't bring up the calculator to do that. You guys can't see when I bring up the calculator because it's only showing this browser window on the stream. And my webcam, of course. And various graphics. So 5.25 minus 3.75. So that's what? 150? 1.50%, and you're going to keep the mortgage around for 1.50%. Now, granted, and the CD isn't going to be even as much unless you have the, let's see, what's the remaining balance is 217,860. And so you have that amount, saved already. Or you want to put all that in there. Okay, so all that making 1.5%. So that is an exact comparison. Then this time, a lot of times it's I just want to not pay extra on it and put the extra that I would put on the house into some kind of interest bearing vehicle or into the market. to get returns on it that way. And what that is called is debt leverage. That is the same exact thing as you having a paid for house and you borrowing this $217,860 on it to make 1.5% interest. So, you know, with that line of thinking, why don't you just HELOC out all the rest of it? All the rest of the that you can on it, borrow anything you can on everything you can. You know, put your cars up for collateral, put everything you own up for collateral, and then take that, borrow that money, and then you'll have to pay interest on it. But you still make 1.5. If you want to do that, do that. That's not Dave's advice. So, because that is debt leverage. So. Even though you're not actually taking out money on a paid off house because you don't have a paid off house, but you could immediately since you already have it paid up. So this is completely dumb. In this reporter's opinion, and this is this reporter's live stream and channel, so it's okay. Wouldn't know what to spend 30% on. I mean, I could find ways. Probably it'd probably be all computer equipment, that kind of thing. But you know, maybe a nice holiday at a fancy hotel or something. I could probably do it. I could probably spend it. Not if it was my money. If someone gave it to me, I probably could, though. But if my money, I probably would have a problem with it. Let's see. Anon is listening but not watching the screen. Be blessed all. Okay. Alrighty. So that means we're not going to hear back from her with UK information. Previously on Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. Some boots on the ground from the UK reports were coming in from Anon, but not anymore, I guess. Oh, I guess you could still type in the chat without watching my face and the questions here. This is JMA Tech. Mana. Best method to pay off student loans to not spend money on anything else. Unfortunately, my son is roughly $104K in student loan debt, $77K in private loans. I know. Please don't hate. And $27K in federal unsubsidized loan. He recently started paying on both sets of loan due to being out of school for 6 months. Yep, accounting degree. Got his first job this summer, making $64K a year. $104K debt. Okay. Working from home, living home as well. He has no other bills other than his car. Yeah, just get them paid off. Just don't do anything else. And then just pay them off. I also paid $25,000 cash so far towards his loan, which brought his balance to where it is now. That's nice of you. Question is, does it make more sense to pay the minimum payment on both sets of loans for now while saving his paychecks cash as high interest? Yeah, you're doing double debt there. By not paying it off, you're using debt leverage. It's like you're taking a loan out on his life to invest it. And then in 2 years pay them all. It's just pay extra now every month. Pay now extra month. Because you also have to, again, you have to take this. Everybody looks at this. Oh, the high interest rate is making about 4.5%. You got to subtract what the student loan interest is on it. So a lot of people don't get that. But so you got to do that. I want to give them the best, most effective advice other than hindsight that we should have encouraged him to go to a more affordable school. Absolutely. Hindsight is 2020. I should also mention he has about 13K in the bank now. I'm planning to give him another 10 to 15 towards his loan to ease some of that burden. Again, that's very nice of you to do, but yes, pay off the loans. Do not invest money. Do not take the time to save and invest money. Just put any extra to the student loan. Excuse me. Put you in baby step 6 already when he's only in baby step 2. Long jumping _cat _ 3554. Dave went back to saying his old show opener combined with the new one, and I love it. Oh yeah, I didn't notice that because I haven't in probably the past week or so. I haven't listened to any show, so I was unaware of that. Okay, live from the Dave Ramsey show where Dead is Dumb, Cash is King, right? Taking the plates. Probably says Ramsey show instead of Dave Ramsey show now though. Listen to an old show, but Noah's back. He combined with the new one too. Okay, well I will take a listen to that Monday, and there's an after show after that show, so I will probably mention that. Hashtag mention it. What up, Matty Bags? Geo _ fades. No car loan. Pay my credit card on time. 750 credit score. No mortgage because I'm scared to have a loan. Never had a loan. How can I invest or put money to work for me? You can invest it. I mean, the other thing you would have to be, the other thing that Dave would suggest would be real estate, but it would be no credit cards would be Dave's advice. No credit cards, full emergency fund first, and then you can invest into retirement, not just to do for spending money, but investing for retirement. And that's the way money can work for you. Trust fund, baby. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Financial _ map 3916. Pay off debt or buy used car first. Transportation is one of the 4 walls. So if you don't have a car and you need a car to go to work, you buy the used car first. Get you $1,000 emergency fund. Pay minimums on all the debt, and save up enough to buy a used car. Let's say monthly income is going to be around $6-7K, give or take a few $100. Currently live with grandmother. Give her a few $100 a month. I help out. Have around $7K worth of debt. 2K is child support that I got behind on. You take care of your kids. And especially also, guess what? The court said to do that. So you might want to do that. Another $2,500 in the hospital. Another $25 unemployment overpayment. Oh my goodness. I don't have a car at the moment. Really need one because I was side hustle flipping items on eBay. I don't have a car to go over. I'm always having to borrow someone's car. Right, I got it. Have around $500 emergency fund at the moment. Right, finish the emergency fund. If it's all possible, finish the emergency fund. But really, transportation is step 0. So that would actually be before the full emergency fund. So if you can do that and the car will result in more money from your eBay side hustle, then that should work out. Not ideal, obviously, but should work out. Baby step 2, flare. Working the baby steps and the 12 steps, all right? There have been people on the Ramsey show doing debt-free streams that have done both. Deleted the account. Probably because some or all of these 6 comments were a little bit too trolly, perhaps, shall we say, in the best light. But Other than that, I mean, also just utter nonsense from the worst human beings on the planet could be. Let's see. Oh, just want to share this. Homeless employee struggling with addictions. Fast forward to today. I'm celebrating 1 year sobriety. That's excellent. On the baby steps, currently on step 2, managed to pay off a whopping $30K. I did have to modify step 1 a bit to cover unexpected medical expenses. Well, you're supposed to do that. That's what it's for emergencies. So if medical stuff comes up that you can't cash flow, then that is an emergency. And so you would use that money out of the $1,000 and then you would put it back on there, pausing your debt payoff. You still pay minimums on them, but you pause putting extra on it and you put that extra back into your beginner emergency fund. Especially in case I ever need rehab. It's reminded that life doesn't always go according to plan, but that doesn't mean we can't adapt. For me, multiple relapses and rehab led to additional debt, but today I'm in a much better place. So this is all great stuff, and it's motivating and stuff, and probably at least one person crapped on this person. So sorry that happened. That is the internet for you, though. It's a wonderful place for fellowship and such, but it also exposes you to the butt faces of the world, who are very brave behind a computer screen in anonymity. Coco Pelly 615, emergency fund saved us. That's what it's supposed to do. That, my friends, is what we call financial peace. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. What do we got? Replace central air, legal travel fees for ugly custody, replace fridge, replace washing machine, new tires on truck. Okay, maybe you didn't have to do that. I mean, maybe you did. Maybe your tires were. That was necessary. Pay some hefty medical bills. Husband lost Joe in October. I did language there unnecessarily, but that's what the emergency fund is necessary for. Or that's why it provides financial peace. And that's why you do that. That's why the steps are the way they are. Everything's for a reason. Quick length 8043 phrasing. Need advice for side hustle, be your own boss jobs. Whatever you can do. You basically tired of doing these jobs, that's janitorial, that's manual labor. And so that's what you can do sometimes. And that you might make more money doing that than DoorDash. Or so, but something that's not so hard on my vehicle. So you don't want to do manual labor and you don't want to do something not hard on your vehicle. Good luck, basically. Let's say mental health issues. Yeah. Make work around people every day and so you can't work with people. You don't want to do manual labor. You don't want to do DoorDash type of thing. So nothing coming to mind. The delivery stuff's probably the best. Zealous Ideal -ad 9663. Modified Dave Ramsey plan. What about it? We aren't really, I don't care about any of this. We aren't really on the Dave Ramsey plan. And this is basic household income, debts, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Let's see. Let's find out how it's modified. We are yet. Okay. Well, if you're not on it. Oh, okay. And it wants to know how they can make it easier for them to do. That's not going to be the advice. If you do some of it, yes, and not all of it, yes, your financial situation can improve, and you get to be the choice of that. You get to choose that. So let's see. What is the question here? Maxing out both 401ks, so that's not if you have no debt. What's the mortgage? Oh, the student loan. So yeah, you're still in step 2, so there shouldn't be any 401ks happening. So you're doing it wrong. Thoughts and advice, welcome. You're doing it wrong. If you like this, knock yourself out. Your money. Let's see. Jameson, 25, baby step 2 flare. Just paid my Parent Plus loan in full. That's excellent. You get this for that. Alrighty. Let's see if there's any, and hopefully I don't have to rescind it and cut it off. Yeah. 400 in the bank account, about 300 in credit cards, over 20K on truck, 10K Parent Plus, and 16.5K in student loans. Now the only debt to my name is the other student loans. All right, doing well. Doing well. Excellent. The best part is most people scoffing at the idea of ever paying off student loans or any debt in the first place, let alone over 25K in a year. I've been told it's impossible, yet here we are. One loan left. See y'all on the stage this fall. That is excellent. So very excellent. Yeah. People will scoff because they don't believe that they can do it, so they don't believe that you can do it. And so that's a them problem. They need to, look in the mirror and say, "It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me." What would Dave Duflair advise? Braves fan 17. Hello, everyone. Within the next 2 to 3 months, I'm expecting to receive around 5K between tax return and a work bonus. Okay, that's too much to give the government in a tax-free loan all year when you could have that money in your paycheck every month. So adjust your withholding so you do not get large returns. Because you can do better with your money throughout the year to apply to the baby steps rather than to get it all at one time. So just like paying on your mortgage more sooner reduces the amount of interest you pay, putting money on the baby steps gets you further along the baby steps, and especially in investing, putting more money in earlier makes more money. So if you get paid every week, put 15% of every paycheck into the retirement investing. And that makes more than you saving it up for 2 weeks and then doing it, or saving it up for a month and then doing it because you missed all the little bit of growth in there and all the little bit of growth over the whole many years you're investing. That adds up. Should I take this money, invest it in my IRA, put it toward my mortgage, save it, or take some of it? You apply any extra money to whatever baby step you're on. So if you have the full emergency fund, because no debt, so other than the mortgage, so take your own baby step 4. Yeah, so you're doing 4, 5, and 6. If there's no kids, then you would put the rest on the mortgage. You would invest only if don't invest. Let's go back to it. You don't invest more than 15% while you still have a mortgage. Again, once you pay out the mortgage, you're in baby step 7, and you can invest whatever the heck amount you want. But until then, invest 15% only, and any extra goes to steps 5 or 6. And if 5 or 6 are done, then you can invest whatever you want. But you're trying to get the house paid early, which helps immensely in retirement as well. What time is it? 8:11, so that's an hour and 11 minutes. I'll probably at least do an hour and a half. Oh, let's see. Whoops, forgot to switch back to, there we go. Alrighty. Last resort, -4-A-girlfriend, GF. Last resort for a girlfriend. What? Don't know if I should go into more debt to finish school. That's a negative, good buddy. That was easy. Dave is the no debt guy. You're not doing that. Even if you have to pay minimums on existing student loans, existing debt, and save up money to go to college, to attend college, you would do that rather than pay off more on the debt and then have to take out more debt for school. Taking out more debt is what you decide on baby step 0 that you're not going to do. Bella BBR, afraid of using my savings. That does happen. Okay, so I have 12K savings, 3 to 4 months of living expenses, right? One credit card, 7K. Then you should not have the 3 to 4 months of living expenses. Again, 3 to 6 months of expenses, yes, but you have to do 1, 2, and 3 first. These are 1, 2, and 3 are in order separately, one at a time. So you do this first, and then you do that one. Pay off all debt. Sorry for the people listening. The first one is save $1,000 for your start emergency fund. Second one, pay off all debt, except for the mortgage. Step 3, save the 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. And you don't just skip ahead and try to do them all at the same time. You don't do that. 1, 2, and 3, one at a time. 4, 5, and 6, all at the same time. So, and that's not spelled on there. So if you just read those, you might not know that. And so, but like listen to some Ramsey shows and you'll pick that up. And car loan. Starting Ramsey this year. Well, not if you're doing that, you're not. Not if you still have a credit card, you're not. You're doing your own thing. So take the savings, pay off the credit card. Yes. Throw the rest on the car. Yes. And then focus rebuilding the emergency fund or not. You save $1,000 out of that. So you apply $11 to your debt. So the car's gone. And then you can put 4 on the... Oh, no, the credit card's gone. And then you can put 4 on the car. And that would be... That would mean there would be $8K left on the car. And then focus rebuilding. Right. Well, you don't rebuild it. You don't rebuild what you have because you did the 3 to 4 months early. So you don't rebuild that. But once you do get done with the car, then that is when you get the 3 to 6 months of living expenses. And 3 to 4 months is fine, depending on your situation. I know Ramsey says 1K in emergency fund and get rid of debt, then complete emergency savings funds, but that is scary. Yep, and that's what he says to do anyway. You get to choose, but that's what he says to do. 30 years, millions of success stories, but you do get to choose what you want to do. She wants to go into more debt, going back to school to avoid paying off her current student debt. Hashtag loser. All right, that was from Lens, not from this reporter. But I will co-sign on some of that at least. Maybe not every word of it. Bobcat 2-6. Seeking advice. Hey everyone, I've been looking over my financial situation over the last month or so, and I've been researching, and been trying to get some different takes on what pathway I should take. Well, you see this Dave Ramsey subreddit that you posted this in? Maybe you want to take a look at his advice. Military... Wife last semester nursing school, 26K in our accounts. What does that mean? Checking? Just savings? 7K, that's high yield, which we have as our emergency fund. Okay, and the rest is in regular paying. In terms of debt, I have a student loan that is about 5K. Why do you have 26? Why do you have 7K as emergency fund though? It should just be 1K. So... just check out the baby steps is what I advise. But, that's the answer every single time, really. So let's see if they have anything weird going on. The net. Getting to the question, I'm going overseas on a 1-year deployment in February, so I'm trying to maximize and create effective plan for my finances. Baby steps. While deployed, I have access to some extra benefits, tax-free income, extra pay. Excellent. And access to government savings account that pays 10% per year. Great. Research points that it would be more effective to put in a Roth IRA due to several stipulations with the account. Well, yeah, but that's got to be with the, that's got to be retirement, and you're not you're not saving that for emergency fund. That's not savings per purchase. If the government savings account that you would do is money that you plan for retirement, then yeah, it's definitely fine to do it in a Roth IRA. It's even better because that's the tax-free growth on that. I'm mainly looking for advice on what I should do with my current money in my account as well as income over the next year. That would be the baby steps. Currently investing 15%. Did he say he has debt? Yeah, student loan. You need to pay off the student loan in $25K and $15K. Yeah, you got to pay all that off before investing. So stop investing, pay all that off, and basically just follow the baby steps as said. How many comments on that? Just 106. When was that posted? 11 days ago. That's light on some of these are light on the comments. But if the first person that posts, if he gives the right Ramsey advice, then the Ramsey people have nothing to put there, so you would only get opposite opinions probably. Let's see, RY_con87. Should I roll my 457B traditional account into my 457B Roth account? You would have to pay taxes on it. Because on a 457 it goes in tax free. It goes in pre-tax. So you don't have to pay tax on the contributions, but you do have to pay tax on the growth. So you would have to pay in order to transfer it to a 457B Roth. You would have to pay the taxes on the contributions. You would have to pay the taxes on it because you didn't before. But then, and this is why Dave recommends the Roth account as the best account to do, is because of all the tax-free growth. And the younger you are, that's way much more money that you don't have to pay tax on. So unaware that employer offered a Roth. Yeah, you can do it, but it's going to create that tax event. You could also leave that where it is. And I don't know if you can have both at the same time. I think you can have both, because like a 401k, a Roth 401k, if the employer gives you a match, that match has to be put into a traditional 401k account. So I believe you can have both. So you could just leave that like it is, just let it grow like it is, and just start contributing new contributions to the 457B Roth account. But otherwise, see how much taxes you would owe, and then just decide if you want to do it. Yeah, it is a rollover. You can roll that over of the before tax account right into the Roth account. Your tax implications, exactly. So that's the only hiccup there, whether you think the tax implications, you paying them right now, is better for you as far as the future of not having to pay growth on any of that, pay taxes on any of that growth. Because if you do, like I was suggesting as an option, if you do leave that in there, whatever growth happens in that you will have to pay taxes on to get that out in retirement. Hire a firm, use my insurance company's firm, or do it myself. Social Security, disability insurance. Good question. Do it yourself. Oh, you mean my insurance company's firm. Oh, maybe has a different type of insurance policy, and I would at least give your insurance companies a shot at it, doing it. Is there any downside to trying to file for SSDI without representation? Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Sorry. Can't answer that one. Investigator _ boring. All right. Better job prospects. Hi all. I'm pretty new to Ramsey, about 2 months in. Situation single and 40. Renter. Didn't finish college for various reasons. Reasons happen. But I have a decent job career path. I'm built through hard work. I make lower 50K. All right. Paid off car. All of the debt will be paid off by June. Excellent. Credit card and student loan. $2,500 in savings. You're doing it wrong. Should just have $1,000 in savings. So that's that. But as far as the job, I'm not super happy in my current job. A lot of people aren't. And I've been looking for at other opportunities. Well, do that until you find a job you think would be better. Insecurity about not finishing college. If that is a major hang-up for you, then maybe you need counseling on that. Or you just deal with it and stop it. If you can't just stop it, and it's actually affecting like your job search or something like that, or like the kinds of jobs you are insecure and that would keep you from applying for a job, then yeah, you should maybe get some counseling on that. Never come up in recent job interviews. I moved a lot through working. Okay, well, it seems like it might not be a problem then. Non-college grads making, okay, just wants a little motivation. Honestly, not interested. Honestly, for a variety of reasons again. Variety of reasons will get you every time. Any tips or suggestions about situation in general or appreciating including being single? And so just wants motivations, specific stories. And I got good advice for you. Baby steps. Maybe you heard of this guy, Dave Ramsey, on whom this subreddit is based upon. Alrighty. I think, let's see, done an hour and, 24, not 34, so not quite an hour and a half yet. I think we will limit this one to an hour and a half. There is a Ramsey after show that I will be doing on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. That would be the 15th of January. And I will be, of course, reading more of these subreddit questions, Dave Ramsey subreddit questions, as well as talking about other things as well. And probably some songs, probably at least 2 songs. So can't wait for that. Finally found 10 refunds, but no physical return of item. Last few days, I've attempted to return 2 items. Both companies refunded 100% of what I paid, but did not want the items back. That is ludicrous to me. Why am I getting freebies from these companies? Won't this just drive up costs for everyone? Neither of these were Amazon affiliated companies. Sometimes it might be easier, and you wouldn't think, and be more cost effective to not pay for the shipping back. So it's possible. I mean, you don't know. I mean, they could be trying to just offload inventory and they just want to get rid of it. That could be it as well. There could be any number of reasons why a company would do that. So, I mean, you need to be thankful that you got the refund. Absolutely. Refunded 100%. Be thankful that you got that. And then you get to have the items anyway. If you don't want them anymore, then you can sell them. And so, as far as generally a company that wants to stay in business is not going to do stupid things to drive up the costs. Because that means less money for them, no matter what. So, in general, there would be a reason. Like I said, they're just trying to offload inventory, and that does happen all the time. They want to get rid of certain inventory to make room for other inventory in the stores, and that's why you have your after holiday sales, after Christmas sale, and stuff like that. They just want that stuff out of there again, so they just reduce it until it's gone, or until they would have to lower it more than it would make sense for them to hold on to a couple, a little bit of amount of Christmas merchandise, and then they can use that again next year. So, and if it's if they're not Amazon affiliated companies, if they're third party company, they just may be churning stuff. They may be drop shipping stuff, and so then if you're drop shipping stuff, you definitely don't want it back. And so it could be any number of reasons. Alrighty. Any questions from the chat? Maybe just Lynn's at this point, which I do appreciate. No, there's at least 3 watching. Cool. Alrighty, what am I going to do here? Okay, so yeah, speaking of the songs, I might be doing one of these songs that are in the music playlist on the Ramsey Coach. No, it's not. It's Coach Steve Money YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Coach Steve Money. Speaking of that and other plugs, Coach Steve Money, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation/assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Or if you don't want to sign up for the PayPal, you can just send a Walmart gift card to CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can have me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Again, this Monday, January 15th, there will be a Ramsey Show after show right here on this channel. Lindsay is present. And Lindsay, you gonna have any more questions for me? Are you gonna gather some up and send in an email, or you can also schedule an appointment with me? If you don't want to do it on Calendly.com, you can just email me and we can work that out as well. If you'd like to have a little chat about your investing or any other baby steps you may have. All right, but no matter what you do, what you want to do is, you're welcome, Liz. No matter what you do, you want to make smart financial decisions every day.